What's up, everybody? Thanks for watching some of the stories from the cast and crew of Shifter. My name's Vinnie Hogan. I'm one of the producers, and I'm the music composer on our film. Fair warning, you're going to hear lots of spoilers over the next few minutes, so if you haven't watched Shifter, head over to Amazon, iTunes, DirecTV, Xbox, Google Play, Vudu, Dish, Vimeo On Demand, In Demand, or Telus, and watch Shifter. You know what? Actually, if you haven't seen it, go to all of those streaming services and buy it on each one. That'll be great. I'm here today with Paul Taylor, Ashley Mandanas, Lisa Nidell, and producer Zachary Burns, as well as writer-director Jacob Leighton Burns. We're going to talk about the film, reminisce about what it was like making the film, and maybe even take a couple of shots of tequila. Thanks for watching. That's good orange juice. Let's start out with Paul. How did you first get involved with this project?
I was in Oklahoma shooting a little movie called Hellraiser Judgment. And the on-set photographer for that was Zachary Burns. We met during that, and he was taking pictures of us the whole time. And then we didn't really have a long conversation until after I wrapped, and then we were in this room alone where we were waiting for everyone else to come because this crew was going to get shots with Pinhead and the auditor before they got out of makeup. And so we had a nice conversation there as well. And he took a bunch of, candid shots of me, which is really cool. And so that's how we met. And then we kept in touch because I kept bugging him about hey, I want some pictures. And so that's how we met. And then fortunately I got to do Shifter, which is fantastic.
Lisa Nidell, how did you first hear about this project, and what was your journey getting involved?
It didn't even come through my agent. I think I saw it on social media. And of course, in Oklahoma, we're a tight-knit little film community, which I love. And when the second I saw who was, directing and running the show, I was like signing up to audition the second I saw, because I had already seen Electric Nostalgia the year before, maybe 2 years before that. So yeah, I just saw, I responded to the casting call, got an audition, and then got a call back, and they cast me, and I was the best day of my life. Definitely one of the best days of my life.
Zachary, I'm watching the movie here, and I'm seeing the bar location. Can you tell me about how that bar was found? What was challenging about that?
The bar is just, it's really just a friend that you had owned the place, Vinnie.
Oh, what's funny, I should ask,
Yeah, it's funny you should ask that. You actually secured the bar for us, so
Talk about a self-serving question, right?
Yeah.
Lisa, talk to us about the elevator scene. What was it like filming? How cold was it?
Oh my God. The first take, I was like, okay, I can do this. The guy made it look so easy. He gave me this whole little tutorial of the gates and then all this and the buttons. I was like, I can do this. This is so easy. And then they go and they start their action, and I'm trying to, I think I got everything down good. It was whenever I went to try to open it back up so Teresa and I could get off. Dude, I could not budge it, Vinnie. And it ruined the take because I was even like, and I'm making the noises and the gate is not moving. I somehow was able to get it up and down for a couple of good takes, and we got it.
That's one of my favorite scenes in the movie. So, Jacob, that I call that your like early Spielberg shot, where Spielberg's famous in Jaws for shooting this long shot in one camera angle where the actors move a little, but really it's the background that's moving. And Jacob, was that I imagine was that intentional from the get-go?
It really kind of came from the location. That's another one that that scene wasn't in the script originally. It really came from when we were doing the location scout. The guy at the factory was like, "Oh, by the way, we got this cool elevator. Do you guys want to check that out?" And we're like, "Yes, we do." And he went and showed it to us, and we got to ride it, and we were like, "Oh man!" It was one of those things. I didn't really have to do a lot of thinking or planning. It was just really obvious what the shot was going to be. I basically was like, I have to write something for this elevator. And I had known that I wanted to give a little bit more to Lisa's character. I wanted to give her a stronger intro. And so it just really worked out. I was like, oh, this is perfect. We can just throw the two of them in there, let Lisa do her thing in this one shot, and the background's changing and the light changing, and really just felt natural to the location that something needed to go in there. So we threw something in there.
Shooting a scene in one camera angle is always fun for crews and cast because it almost feels like a tiny little piece of theater. So Lisa, for you, I don't know if Jacob told you, hey, you have to nail this in one shot, but what was it like for you as an actress just having to have a go at it all the way through?
They allow us to be so free and just kind of do our thing. They just said what they wanted, and they're like, try it this way, try it that way, do it your way, show us what you got. And we had a time situation that day, but you never knew it. You never knew it. It was just do your best, give us what you got, and that allows us actors and actresses to just do our absolute best work, and that I'm very appreciative of that.
Paul, can you tell us what it was like shooting those scenes in the diner?
It was so much fun to work in a diner like that because it was just such a diner, and I love small town diners. I love playing characters like that because they're not me, but this particular character, Ed, has so much vulnerability, which I don't often get asked to play. I can't imagine what it's like to actually flip burgers in a diner and do that for a living, but I would imagine that it's kind of a family place, you know the people.
The best part was catering that day was the diner. They made us all stuff. It was amazing.
It was great. Their burgers are so delicious.
So good.
All right, so hey Ashley, tell us about what your first day on Shifter was like, or what kind of things you did to become prepared for the role.
I feel like for this role, especially because it was originally written to be a guy, I felt like I had kind of a responsibility to do justice to me being non-binary and representing that story. Also, being a person of color in this world is a little bit different than, being a small town. Being a person of color is also going to have a different experience, than people that have been in that town and are, white. And I basically just drew a lot of experience from me being born in Oklahoma and just being born and bred here, and how I've always felt like a little bit of an other. And also the way that I approached our relationship with me and Teresa, you wouldn't normally be so forward, because especially not knowing if someone is interested in your gender or what you identify as. There really wasn't that much of a difference from me in my own life, which is why I really wanted to play this role. But also the horror scene, which will come later, is one of my most favorite scenes that I've ever done, because I've always wanted to do a scene where I'm just scared out of my mind, because I feel like I'm a pretty scared person on a regular basis. And so my whole preparation was just be yourself, but Blake.
That's awesome. Thank you for giving us such a authentic and vulnerable performance.
Thank you. I really appreciate you guys.
Teresa is about to shift through time for the first time. So the moment of truth, Ashley, are we going to drink when she travels through time or when she barfs?
When she barfs.
Okay. Load up, Ashley. Let's do this.
It's gin and tonic. It's invisible.
I'll believe you. There it is. I'll believe you. Here we go. I better get going fast. There we go. Here it comes.
Oh.
And ready? Drink to 2020. Hey guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you for supporting independent films. If you haven't seen Shifter yet, you can find it on all kinds of streaming services, and most of those services you'll find in the links below. I'm Vinnie Hogan, and thanks for watching.